started.
Welcome, everybody. What's going on? Episode 4, Talking Dirty with Nana. This is the unexpected podcast that we're starting. And pre-draft coming up tomorrow. Well, technically today at this point here. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. So unexpected as it can get.
Marty, we're recording right now. We could not wait any longer. We're like, let's give the people what they want. This is the unexpected surprise drop pre-draft podcast. Say it 5 times fast, all right? Are we ready for this? Because, Marty, we had to bring down the hammer for this. We're going to have a good time tomorrow, and we have 2 people in particular that are here with us. And would you say they're probably our favorite guests that have come on?
I mean, I'm not going to disrespect anybody that's been on the podcast thus far, but I would say this is probably the most unexpected guests that we would have on the podcast. So we won't get too dramatic about it, but we'll just get right into what we're going to talk about here.
I'm going to get dramatic about it. I really am. Brendan, welcome. B-Money, I'm so happy you're here. I'm a big fan. I really am. We'll talk about it later, but I think where I lean on the fence with you. I love you, and I'm so happy you're here. Welcome, Brendan.
Thank you. A little nervous by those statements, but I'm honored just to be mentioned with everyone you guys talked about. Great players, great teams. I'm excited to be in the league. I wanted to come down here because everyone, especially this man, was telling me my team sucked.
Who is this man?
I'm going to make the playoffs, and everyone's doing good, but I'm making the playoffs.
All right. Well, Brennan, it's a bold claim, but we've said before, this league is a very competitive league, but I think if most of the teams in the league say that you're going to be coming in last place, what's the response?
They said that last year, and I made it the championship round.
I think it's a fluke, but that's okay. I just had to be honest with the people. The people want the truth. We take constructive criticism here. The people want the truth. And I told Brendan flat out, it's a fluke. Like, do you agree? Or what? Marty, talk to me.
Well, we have another guest on the podcast here, and I think we have to give him the chance to talk and, give his perspective on Brendan and how he's been in Yahoo. I mean, we've a lot of the people in the league. I know. Sean and Brendan have been in the league since the start. So Sean is our second guest here, and I just want to hear what Sean has to say about Brendan and Yahoo, at least.
All right. First of all, Brendan, calm down.
Sean, welcome.
Second of all, first thing I want to say is I had my first beer and a Jello shot at 8:30 this morning on a boat, and I'm still not the drunkest person here. So, Brendan, I'm not gonna say anything about you in Yahoo because I came in last place the last 2 years in a row. So, but that's
Respect.
not
Respect.
So I have no fucking ground to stand on.
Respect.
So I'm not worried about that.
This is your year.
About Brendan as an owner?
As an owner in Yahoo,
In any league.
and I don't know anything about Sleeper. That's another thing, dude. There's no reason I should be on this podcast because I have no idea what's going on in that league whatsoever.
Sean, we're just happy to have you here. You are always part of the team. We're all going to be hanging out today. We're going to have so much fun. And Sean, you are part of the fantasy family, the Hudson League. You are a founding member, and you are a day one real one. Marty, let's talk to the people about what we're doing here, because let's get to brass tacks. Final pre-draft moments are happening right now, and in a couple hours, couple minutes, depending on when you're listening to it, or seconds, we could be drafting. And Marty, I'm freaking out.
yeah, I mean, this is what everybody's been looking forward to for some time now. This is where you know, champions are made of, pretty much is where the draft starts here. So, Marty's got a lot of picks here and I'm looking forward to it, but third person. Yeah, sorry. I have a lot of picks and we'll see. I know there's a lot of teams that are going to be making some big moves in the draft here. I'm hoping I leave some live trades here, but we'll see. But dude, don't disrespect Sean that way, man. Come on. I'm just kidding.
I'm not confident that I will win, but I will make the playoffs.
That's the hill you're willing to die
That's
on?
the hill I'm willing to die on. I have no idea what I'm doing in this draft, but it's gonna work out.
Brendan, you're the biggest wild card in Sleeper Dynasty history. What you are doing with this number 6 pick and overall your draft strategy is going to blow everyone out of this world. What do you have to say about that?
IDB players are underrated.
All right. How about this, Brendan? You just recently found out that there's an additional flex to this league. How do you plan to adjust?
I'm gonna draft.
He's going to draft people.
Well, I hope you have a very good draft, Brennan, because me and Hugo, I mean, we saw some flaws in the team here, and I think a lot of people have. But I know you've won once in Yahoo, but can you really replicate that victory in Sleeper?
I watched the first podcast where you ranked me number 10. And I did see that. I did see that. And
how'd you find out?
Technically,
posted
we
it
ranked you
in the
tied
chat.
for last, but
with Alex, I mean, that's last. Alex, we're not that different, you and I. But I am the only team in Sleeper to make the playoffs every year. You guys all said I was going to do bad last year, and I made the championship. I'm going to do fine.
I will say this. You and Alex, people, I think, doubt you a lot, and Brendan has definitely gotten it done before, and I think Alex can too. I think the luck hasn't really been with Alex, but I think Alex's team is on the rise. I think he's a sneaky team to kind of sneak in, but I think this draft is really going to be a big part of it. But what do you think?
Alex, what you have to do, hit on every pick and hope Marty doesn't take 3 straight running backs. I know I planted the seed. Who knows? Sean, I need you to give Brendan some advice here. As a man, unfortunately, who has been on the other end of the spectrum and had not had success making the playoffs, hey, it's okay, Brendan. You don't have to be scared anymore, Brendan. You don't have to be scared anymore. Yeah, you don't even go here. Sean, I just want your perspective on where Brendan stands and how a team that needs fixing but doesn't look promising as an underdog. As an underdog, how do you climb back to the top?
You're talking Brendan and Sleeper?
Yes. How can he climb
You
to the
want-
top? Motivate him.
I'll give you 3 picks who I think is going to be. So
Yes. Rookies.
I'll tell you where I think 1 and 2, first and second place, and then I'll tell you where I think Brandon's going to be because he's not going to be either of those 2.
Wow.
Brendan
I'm
needs a wide
taking-
receiver.
I'm taking Alex number 1 overall this year
And Sleeper?
in Sleeper.
Oh,
I'm taking Jorge too.
All right.
I'm taking Brendan 5.
Hey,
hey,
that's
Five.
playoffs.
I think
That's
that's fair.
That's playoffs.
I think that's.
Where do you have
I think
Marty?
that's fair.
playoffs. I said that earlier.
You heard it here first, folks. I mean, it's going to be who'd you even pick as your number 1?
Alex.
Oh, Alex is number 1. Jorge, I think realistically could hit number 2, but Brendan 5-2 is for sure. If Alex wins a championship, I will wear a dress for the next draft. Next draft day, I'll wear a dress. Pink dress, very frilly.
Alex, I hope you win the championship.
All right, moving on. Alex, we're big fans of yours. We really are. Now, here's more hard-hitting questions. And I didn't think we'd be talking about this right now, but Marty, how much pressure do you feel to hit on the top 3 picks?
Well, now I feel a lot of pressure because I just gave up T. Higgins, but T. Higgins I think he's a great player, and I think he's going to have a great season with Cincy for the next 2 or 3 years. Like, he's just going to be a stud. But at the same time, I went with who my pick at number 3 is going to be, and I think they're also have just a little bit more potential than what T. Higgins would have in a crowded offense. So we'll see. It's a risky decision that I've made, but I made my bed. Time to lie in it.
Brendan, number 6 pick. Last time you drafted and air quotes, you were at a concert. Was that concert worth it?
No, I made a mistake last year. Auto draft didn't work. I'm not proud of it. No, it won't happen again this year. I plan to do better.
That's why you made it a point to be here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. I'm locked
Brendan's-
in and focused.
Picks this year are going to be 10 times better than last year. That's my bet.
10 times better.
Let's go.
All right, Sean, let me bring you into the mix here. We're going to talk a little bit of Yahoo here. It's a little bit of crossover because Yahoo gets slept on, no pun intended, sleeper league. All right, Sean, there's 2 new members in the league. We now have a 12-man league, and I've heard through the grapevine you were sick of picking number 1 3 straight years, and trust me, I wouldn't want that either. My bad. More credit to Sean. 2 straight years. But yeah, I could see how that sucks. Tell me what your strategy is picking at number 3 so that I know your strategy.
No one wants to know your strategy.
First of all, I'm not gonna fucking tell you my strategy. What do you think this is, dude? Just gonna fucking creep into my mind? I don't think so.
I knocked
No,
on the
honestly,
door.
it's a little bit of a curveball. I didn't expect that. I didn't. Matt talked to me the other day about it, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I'd love to have them in the
I
league.
love more
Absolutely.
people, right? More
Yeah,
people, more
absolutely, put
fun.
More people in the league. But it just now I'm looking at different players at the pick I have now.
Yeah, I think if we're talking specifically Yahoo, I mean, a 12-player league, it's exciting because we now have 2 more players in the league, like Danny and
Welcome.
Weinstein. Like, welcome to the league. Like, we want you to be a part of this because it's been so much fun for everybody that's been in the league so far. But at the same time, it's my only dilemma is like 12-player leagues. Now all of a sudden things get more complicated. I feel like when it comes to players. This is our 10-year anniversary. Yep. So 10-year, we now added a 12-team aspect to the league. Weinstein and Danny. I mean, he's been in the league before. He backed out like a big vagine, but he was back in. I think he just realized after the fact it is a great league. It's a great league to be a part of. So welcome to the new people, and I think there's just going to be a lot of competition in that league. And if you can sneak away with a championship, I mean, kudos to you because this is a very competitive league. Everyone's looking for it.
Everyone knows it's a wide open league. That's what makes the Hudson Yahoo League so much fun. There's always one part about that league though that I love more than anything, and that's a chat in that league because some rivalries really heat up in that league, and they may not cross over to sleeper, but they're out there. And I remember the golden age of Brian versus Brian, Joker versus Coco, or even better, Steve versus Brian. You're right. I think that feud can mix at any time. I know there's more to talk about of that league, but Brendan, what do you got to say about it?
I think you're just trying to sensationalize old news. Brian and Steve have made up. This is an old story, and I think we can move on from it.
I don't know what I could add to that besides he told me. Yes, for sure.
First of all, why are you double fisting an empty can right now?
There's a little bit left.
Oh Jesus, dude! All right. fine.
That's why you double fist.
Okay, fine. I just want to say we have a cooler here. I think there was
cooler?
8 beers in it when we started the podcast. I don't know how
Yeah.
many minutes we're in it right now, but I think there's like 3
We
left.
can't even open it. We can't even open
Jesus
it.
Christ, Marty doesn't even know how to open a cooler. It's a zipper, dude, just like your pants. I have a question though for crossover, I guess. How many players that are in Sleeper are also in Yahoo?
I will gladly answer that. Between Sleeper and Yahoo, there are 8 of the same owners. The 2 different people are Dylan and Jorge are in Sleeper, and now Joka, Weinstein, Danny, and the last person is Sean. I forgot you were right next to me. Those are the differences. I think they are 2 of the 3 favorite leagues I ever play in. Shout out Junkyard League. Ho, ho.
I can't really say much about the Junkyard League, but they didn't want 12 people in it, so fuck that league. I'm just kidding.
Shots fired.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited about both leagues this year. I think Brennan thinks he's winning Yahoo. I don't see him winning Sleeper. I mean, let's be real. But
What's your strategy?
but go ahead, Brennan. I mean, how about this? We'll make this a little bit more official. What is it going to take for your team to win a championship this year? I think there's been a lot of. I think there's been a lot of discussion about you're missing depth and Sleeper. What are your claims, and how is it going to take your team to a championship here?
I have to have a good draft that is 100% accurate.
Number 1.
Yeah, number 1 priority. Have a good draft. But the players I have some players on the taxi squad. I have depth. I don't think you see the depth I have, but also
I love Hamler, dude. I want to tell you to your
Yeah.
face. I love.
you
KJ
gave me him
Hamler.
last year. You gave me him last year.
People gave us shit for that trade.
He's gonna be
I
one.
told you
Russell
he's
Wilson.
promising.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to be.
I'm going around the table.
We're making the playoffs.
All right. So, to your point there, do you think it is that your team is younger and still developing, but you think people are kind of sleeping on that fact that they're going to be ready before people would assume?
I think the best players in my team are towards their prime, which is scary. But I also have some decent younger players, so I have to start. I wasn't valuing the draft. Yeah, I didn't. I traded my first rounds. I wasn't valuing it. I realize the value now.
That's why you kept 6.
Yeah, like I realize the value now. So I still have a lot of good players, but they are
Getting old.
yeah, they're getting older. So I have to start developing. I think I'm on the path to that.
Brendan, what you just said, amen. You just won an Oscar in my eyes. And no, I'm not making fun of you acting. Literally, that speech, that award-winning speech just brought a tear to my eye because that's what we needed to hear from you. Because I'm not going to lie to you, you can be an absentee owner. You're part of the league, but you're not around. You're just there to collect the checks and make sure your franchise grows. Hold on. Let me finish. I'm coming in hot right now on you because I think this is what the people have been wanting to see. And what I have to say, and I hope when I say this, I'm so happy that you realize the draft is so important because yes, your pick at number 6 and then your second, you have all your picks, dude. If you crush it and get young players and hit on them, you are still there, dude. And I believe in that. I think you're confident in your team because you think that you can still make playoffs, and that belief, dude, there's other owners in this league that don't have that same belief that you do. They really aren't.
I think that's. I mean, I agree to a certain point, but I don't think Brendan's been really sleeping on the league too much. Like, if he doesn't have to make any moves in the offseason and you believe in your team enough, like he does, then if you don't really have to worry about making moves, like you don't have to be forced to be like making trades or anything like that. If Brendan likes his team, he likes his team. He goes into that next season with the team that he's drafted and has faith that that team is good enough to win a championship. And I think that's where Brendan's at. And like, if you disagree, like that's your decision, but Brendan is going to do what he thinks is best for his team. And I think maybe that's just not trading away any players.
Remember the Titans. Nobody believed in them. What did they do? They fucking won.
Someone
Like,
fact check this.
fact check it. I've seen the movie. I had it on DVD. They won.
They cheated.
Wow. Remember the Titans came up in this podcast, people. The world is changing. Sean, I want to now focus on you. Thank you for your insight, Brendan, because people needed to hear that. I'm glad you're back, and that if I can look you in the eye, I think you're committed this year to this league.
Hugo, I have beat you every year in this league. The fact that you question my commitment to it is honestly an insult to yourself, because what does that mean for you when you don't even make the playoffs?
I'm not worthy.
Exactly.
Sean, real quick. Marty, sorry to interrupt you there, because I really want to hear kind of the same thing from Sean. Sean, you haven't had the best of records going into fantasy leagues, hence the high draft picks usually. But do you feel different this year? Like, tell me something that you think you got to switch it up, because am I safe to say, and sorry if this is an attack, things aren't working the way you think they're supposed to work?
No, they haven't, dickhead.
Sorry, the people want to know.
Honestly, I think I honestly like third pick better than first in that league, but I want to know where you think you're gonna land yourself.
Why do you
in
like
sleeper.
sleeper?
I have always been accused of talking about myself in this podcast. I would like you to ask me another question.
Hold on. I just wanted to interrupt you a little bit right there, just because Maddie Daddy Boy, I love you, baby.
Maddie Daddy.
Daddy,
that
daddy,
one-
daddy boy.
That one's for you.
You're a
buddy.
hot piece of ass.
No, but all right. So where do you think you're gonna land yourself in sleeper?
Sean asked me. I wasn't expecting this question, people. Number one, like, there's no other place. Look at me. I got stacked positions, roster ready to go. This is me being cocky before the draft, because I know, God damn, do I have a good team. And that's what I got to say. I'm going to give it to Sean. I know the other boys want to talk, because Sean has one more real question.
That's a bold prediction. I don't believe it, and I don't know anything about this league. But you're not coming in first.
Everything Hugo just said was all talk with absolutely zero substance.
My guess is Hugo's got a good team. He makes the playoffs, but he comes in fourth place. That's my final guess for the 2023 season.
That would break my heart. That would break my heart.
Alex, I'm going overall.
Well, Alex and sleeper, Sean. Sean's adamant about Alex being number one in sleeper.
But Alex just got married. He's having the year of his life. He just got a new puppy.
Congrats on Daisy.
Honestly, his mental state probably the best it's ever been. I predict him to have a fucking killer season.
I would agree with that in Yahoo. Alex, I'll say Alex either comes in
And
first
sleeper,
or
and
second
sleeper.
in Yahoo. Sleeper, Alex, I think you're still going to run into a little bit of trouble, at least with winning a championship. I think you're definitely going to do better than people predict. I think you'll be kind of middle of the pack, maybe 6th or 7th place, but I still think Alex is going to draft a winning team in Yahoo. Or close to it.
Marty's just jealous of your love.
All right. Just kind of in closing over here, I have one more hard hitting question for you, and I hope we can be honest with each other. And if our paths cross, let them cross. But I really want to know, is there one person in either Sleeper or Yahoo that you're really particularly looking to beat? Marty, I would like to start with you.
If there's anybody that I could really beat now, it's going to be Hugo because I traded him T. Higgins and I don't want to lose to a player that I just traded one of my favorite players to. I love T. Higgins. I think he's a great player. I think Hugo got a ton of value for him, probably too much value from me. So now at this point, I just want to see his demise.
Ouch, but understandable. Thank you for the honesty. Brendan, which league and what not fight are you looking to pick, but who anyone you want to call out, like bold statement, what do you got to say?
For
you're a little bitch.
no,
Fuck Coco.
so Brian
Coco,
and
you're a
I,
bitch.
Brian and I always usually trade picks. I did not trade picks with him this year. Maybe that. No, I didn't want to trade picks with him.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. But Brian, if he beats me, I'll respect it. When Hugo beats me, I get mad. So
Oh.
yeah,
Wow.
my goal this season is just to make Hugo
You want to be the best, you
not
gotta beat the
win,
best.
not win, and then he's gonna complain about something, but just make him not win.
Please, someone take him out.
Sean, give me a bold prediction in Yahoo that either you are going to make the playoffs, but I think that's soft. I want you to say who you're going to come in front of this season besides the two newcomers.
Don't say Steve.
I'd love to say Steve.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
Can we
I'd
say
love Steve to
Steve?
be one place behind me.
Steve will listen to
I'd
this.
love to blow Steve out in the playoffs, dude. That would be amazing.
He beat you last year.
Honestly, as far as bold predictions go, I could see Danny doing pretty well this year. I could see him coming out and being
Okay.
a fucking front runner. Who knows?
Who
He knows
does
what
know?
he knows what he's talking about.
Fair.
We'll see. I guess
I
time will
think that
tell.
that's a fair point.
But I could see. I don't know. I'd honestly. I'll stick with that, dude. I'd love to beat Steve in the fucking playoffs.
Oh.
Steve called out. I deserve to have a question asked towards me, or do you guys not want to hear from me anymore?
We don't want to hear from you anymore.
Fair enough.
All right. I got a question for you.
Moi?
People say that your ego is the biggest in the league. What do you have to say about that?
Loud and proud. Listen, I am the fucking light that keeps this league going. The chat, the talk, the constant text in the off season, the constant reminder of every time I see you. I don't even say hello to some people. I just flat out am like, yo, what's your second going for? Like, you trading a first? I'm a fantasy addict and I have a problem. I really do.
So the attitude that you have, the results don't match up. Like you lose consistently. So then the reason that you think that is so bizarre. And it might be the reason why you continue to lose.
You're very confident, Hugo. I'll give you that, buddy. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 6th place for you in sleeper.
In sleeper, okay.
That's again, that's me not knowing anything about the goddamn league. I have no idea who anybody has.
Before anyone else gets the mic, 6th place is still playoffs, and all you need to do is get in, win and get in. That's gonna be my strategy. Thank you, Sean. That just further iterates. It's me against the world. So I appreciate it.
Guys, we're going on way too long here. I hope everyone has a great season. Does anyone else have any closing remarks? Oh, Marty.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. But thank you everybody for tuning in. It's been an unexpected one, possibly a very drunk podcast, and we're looking forward to the draft tomorrow. So we'll see you boys there. Best of luck in the season. Hope you don't suck as much as Brennan sucks dick.
That would be a lot.
Boys, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. Sean, special appearance. You beat some people in the sleeper league to the podcast, and I just want you to know that's a freaking crown achievement right there.
Thank you, and I'm honored, and I feel it's unfair to the people in the league, but I live here, so I'm here.
Get ready for this. All right, Sean. Now, in closing remarks, the newest member of the podcast gets to deep throat the mic.
What the fuck? You guys do this every time? To Matt do this? If Matt did this, I'll do it then.